Haha, I made it in time. And it's me on an endless loop. Or is it? Yes. Yes, it is. There. The illusion is destroyed. I'm not. Because I'm here with my tea and my coffee. Yay. So, welcome back to the one, the only. Unfortunately, I killed all my clones. I don't know what happened to the original. But the point is, I am low energy. I am here today to talk to you about beauty and respect and things I've stolen from the internet. All the while hoping to carve some niche on this hellscape called life. How you all doing? I'm doing fantastic myself. If you're wondering where Bearded Ramblings is, Brandar is currently out. He is currently out visiting family. And as such, beyond our mortal understanding, he is doing Canadian things. And Canadian things are doing him. But we've already got some guests lined up for next week. Even if he doesn't come back, Bearded Ramblings will. Not to imply that he won't be coming back. But in the interim, we have tonight, which will just be a stream. They don't always need to be themed, but I suppose this one is finishing off the rest of the videos we didn't catch. Now this Wednesday will be Bearded Ramblings. No, it won't. Why'd I say that? It will be 3 drinks minimum. That will be when your boy will be joined by Mango Jones, where we will consume alcohol. It'll be great. Also, if you want to see what everything else is going on throughout the week, don't forget to check out the schedule on the Discord. Is it chillin' time? You better believe it. Okay, so, standard chill. Number 1, like, share, subscribe. Helps a lot. Number 2, we have a stream goal. It's solely existing right now to keep the ads away from videos that we watch. If we can do that, we'll be happy. Well, I won't be happy because, you know, YouTube is charging. But we'll do alright. You'll find the Streamlabs link there pinned in the comment section. Well, in the chat section. Find the rest in the doobly-doo. Speaking of Twitter, and Twitch, and Discord, they're all down there. Is that everything? I believe so. Oh wait, no! After tonight, we are going to be going over to the watch party on the Discord. It's free to join, but just join up with the Discord. We're going to watch some He-Man cartoons, and we're going to watch ourselves some fantastic Running Man. I think He-Man first. I haven't seen Running Man in years. How you doing there, folks? Bill Portley. 4 hits off a vape pen has me going for hours. Wow, that's a good value for money. I wanted to go out and get a drink today, but I was good. Especially because this week I'm getting drunk not once but twice, so hell yeah. Um, it's a May Day weekend, or May weekend. As such, tons of people were out and about today. Oh, and someone set off the fire alarm for the entire building. That was fun. That was fantastic. I really liked that part. Some Egypt had this brilliant idea to set their barbecue up, right? On their balcony, on the first floor. That means that their balcony has a roof that's not very high. Smoke endured. Got everywhere and set off every alarm in the building. It was myself and the lady across the hall there, frantically going through the buttons, trying to read the description. Eventually it turned off. Egypts need to take that barbecue out into one of the many fields out there and just chill. They don't need to do that. Can a vape or nicotine? Don't do nicotine. Don't do nicotine as a rule. Cannabis is dope though. Literally. Tonight we're gonna go through Crystal Stewart. Maybe a little bit more of that Shani video we were looking at. Well, technically it's Rev. And we have tons of other things that I have lined up that I want to get through. But first, Captain Smith himself, King Theoden of the Rohirrim, Bernard Hall. Bernard Hill. Did I say Bernard Hall? I did say Bernard Hall. Yeah. He'd be dead and such. 79. Captain Smith in Titanic and King Theoden Lord of the Rings, where he had one of the best speeches in movie history. Boys from the Black Stuff. Never heard of it. Good age, I suppose. There he is. Death! Skyrim wouldn't look like Skyrim if it wasn't for Rohan. And Rohan wouldn't feel like Rohan without this fucker. That's how Jarl Balgruuf should have been. And Riff Tracks summed it up best. I'm gonna sink this bitch. Hail the victorious who are dead. Yep. Jesus, there's a really early version of him. Look at that mustache. He's like those cats that have like a single drop of white fur in a sea of black. Give him a cape and a top hat and he looks like a vaudeville villain. I mean, we all gotta go, and it's our legacy that remains. He succeeded. Like, Jesus, he succeeded big time. I mean, for all I know, he was a bastard in like, day-to-day life. I don't pretend to know who he was as a person. But I respected his stuff. Whenever I'd see him, I'd be like, ooh, it's him. And it was good. He played Santa at one point. I'm forgetting what. Anyway. Besides that, I've been listening to audiobooks, playing my strategy games. Didn't do much in the way of exercise today. I'm letting my arms rest. And I was out today, so I didn't do a run. Making up for it tomorrow, though. This should be a good week. I'm really looking forward to hanging out with Mango. And like I said before, I've got a day out with a lady on Thursday. Looking forward to it. But this week, I didn't really watch as much as I thought I would. I've got like a big list of watch stuff that I just didn't get around to. But I did catch up with X-Men. And X-Men was fucking dope, as always. They keep pushing the bar every single episode. And if you like Nightcrawler, this latest episode is very Kurt heavy. I'll tell you, since the end of the original run of X-Men and this reboot, it's not a reboot, it's a sequel. It really, really, really does, like, it really does push the bar. I loved X-Men as a kid. Didn't read the comics. Never was really into comics. But I was into the shows and the aesthetic. It's why in the early 2000s I hated that line, what would you prefer, yellow spandex from the first X-Men movie? Yes! Because now we have the same actor, decades later, Hugh Jackman, wearing yellow spandex. Get over yourselves, early 2000s, post 9/11. I'm actually really glad we got over that. When the towers fell, everything had to be grim and dirty and grey and serious. And there's times that can be really cool. Gears of War. I have a soft spot for the Modern Warfare games. I liked the X-Men movies, the original ones. Didn't love them. I liked them. And hell, even a lot of the few comic book movies we got, like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, not Van Helsing. Van Helsing was a lot of fun. Let's think of another one. The Shadow. No, the Phantom, yeah. Oh, Sin City. Hell, everything looks like this. A lot of stuff was just him. And we get great stuff. Oh, The Sopranos. There. Like, whoever thought that the same company that would make The Sopranos would eventually make Game of Thrones? Have the balls to do both. And even even Game of Thrones, like, is a product of its time. It's grounded as fuck. Grim. Now though, now it seems that we're swinging back around. Things can be goofy again. Things can be fun. But it's fighting with that grim era too. It's interesting. It's sometimes pretty sucky. Other times it's pretty hilarious. I love Guardians, for example. I didn't even mention the Nolan films. Damn. What is, we were working out some shit. That's a crap cup of tea. So anyway, let's go and have ourselves a little fun, shall we? Let us watch something a little bit hilarious. What that is? Oh, let's find out. God, I've been watching a lot of long form videos as of late. I also, on the Discord, I posted a video up about a Simpsons opening. I recommend anyone who watched The Simpsons, who grew up with The Simpsons, go and watch that. It's pretty fucking amazing. God, that's an old one. About the blood horses. Did we not watch this? The King's Throne. When in doubt, aim for Cobes.
You know my dogs, Obi and Chance, my family's dogs. They don't care what the chair looks like.
I love how he has a dog named Chance, or his family has a dog named Chance. And Chance is also the name of Cyrax. Look how different the color is.
Treated up to this point. I can feel their energy with the chair when I sit down in it.
It's low
I'm
energy.
not gonna lie, that's a trip. My dad was like, well, hey, we got this brand new chair, because I wanted to keep my old chair. My dad's like, we got this brand new chair, and I'm just sitting there like, I don't want that chair. And then my dad said, but Obi and Chance used to lay in this chair
Obi.
and they loved it. And dude, that tugged at my heartstrings.
I love the idea of him not liking that another dog has a scent on something and he has to go and mark it. Maybe that's why he's been spilling stuff all over it. He's marking his territory.
I'm never getting rid of this goddamn chair. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
Did he bring the chair with him?
I might have lost my temper and smacked my Cobra cane right here. Put a little hole in it.
Oh, what about here?
Just another little reminder of, hey, dipshits, you gotta work on your fucking temper.
No Law and Order sting. 420, chain smoking and spray paint.
Oh my god, dude. My trolls. My trolls are pathetic.
Cracked one out in ages on your new chair. Of some age.
I'll be right back.
Playing Fallout 4 using junky weapons. And withdrawal from 5 cams. Oh, cool. So you're trailer parking it up.
What happens at the end of the day when the person you're picking on is happier in life than you are? And that's why you pick on them, isn't it?
Okay, if that's the case, then that person shouldn't have anything to worry about. But the thing is, you're not happier than anyone, so I mean, you're not happy with your girlfriend because she's constantly tormenting you. She got you kicked out of your old place. You're not happy with your relationship with your father, who's like, even you can tell you're basically a ball and chain to him. You're not happy with the fact that you don't make money unless it's by trolls. You're not happy that you can't get of an of-age girl, goth, alive, consensual, whenever you want. Fuck the sickos. Keep saying that, by the way. Fuck the sickos. It doesn't in any way make us start wondering.
Telling you right now, you know the movie Men in Black?
If Ozzy dies tomorrow, Cobes, oh, I actually hope that Cobes hasn't set up his streaming yet. Because him dying and Cobes on camera is... Oof. He'll have to do it at some point.
That shit's real, dude. Don't ask me how I know. I just...
No, it's not real. Well, actually, it is real. The third film, unfortunately... No, the third film happened because that was good. The second film happened and that was shite.
Got this theory, this sinking suspicion, that there are people who work for the government that are trying to cover up things like aliens and what have you.
Didn't they release a paper that said that aliens may or may not exist, but there are things that we can't explain that happen in our skies? Like the American government released a paper that just said, yeah, we don't know if they're aliens or not, but there are UFOs, and we just have no way of knowing what the hell they are. That's almost as scary.
I'll check a blood leak. 1 second.
Ah, the war crimes. The chair looks different, but you can see the sweat stains on it. Ugh. Moved it a bit. I don't remember it being so low.
What the fuck?
He's very confused by the chair. The chair keeps its own counsel.
I'll be right back.
Ooh, it's turning into a wizened old potato.
Fucking idiots in our society. It's fucking hell. Being alive on this modern day and age is fucking exhausting.
Dude, if you had been born at any other time prior, you would have been lashed to a cart and used as an ox, a beast of burden. You'd have been the town oaf. You'd have been the dung carrier, the night soilman. You'd have had, like, that scene in Hunchback where Quasimodo's in the fool's hat. Okay, you're lucky you're alive today. And I am too. I would have most likely been some...
You're alive, eh? You want to try some of this shit?
I don't know.
This shit? Blue shit.
It would have been maybe a... Oh, damn.
Blue shit, huh? Yeah, blue shit.
I was like, when did Cobes do that to his hair and wear all that? And I'm like, oh, no, that's Warlord, isn't it?
I got my potion time process.
I could see myself being like a miner, as in literally in a mine.
Some goodies, like I said I would.
And I would never like it. There would always be something in the back of my mind that would feel wrong. But me dad was a miner, so I'll be a miner.
Little fucking goddamn... There we go.
I probably sucked at being a farmer.
Hey guys, just so you know, I'm totally reading all the comments, and y'all are all too kind. That's most definitely what's up.
That's most definitely what's up. It feels like the chair would slowly move over and crush him. It's like a plate trap in a dungeon.
Every day. What's up, Josh? And that's most definitely what's up. Yeah.
Definitely what's up, Tubes. We've had a bit of a drought with Cobes.
Sit that down right there.
Oh god, he looks so bad in that. He looks like a 80s idea of a pervert around a school for like a cheap action film. You know, like you're a detective, and in the first act, I don't know, the hero is meeting up with his kid outside of school, and then they just get a guy who looks like this to be like standing over, and he's like, "Hey, Susie, who's that guy? Is he someone's dad?" No, he stands outside the school every day. You know, like he's got like a van.
That should make for a nice birthday present. Having some beers and yakking away.
Such joy and happiness in your life, Cobes. I know he gets a lot of booze for free, but you have to wonder if he didn't drink for like a month, how much would he save? Now, he gets a lot of booze, like I said, for free, but also when he does buy booze, it's normally trash, like really trashy beer that can't cost that much. But then he'll go and buy a bottle of like Everclear or sake for 80. So I imagine he'd have enough to get. I'm trying to think what. What has he said that he wanted that he could afford? Obviously not the clock. Obviously not the clock tower at Dream House, because he can never afford that. But maybe a better sound setup. Ooh, apparently according to Benpai, he needs a better amp for his guitar. Oh, lessons. He could hire someone to give him a basic rundown on how to play and maintain his guitar. You can do that for 1 month, then he can go right back to drinking. Because if he's smart enough to learn how to use a lathe, he's smart enough to know how to maintain his guitar.
You're gonna piss. 1 second.
I'm really surprised he just doesn't go and pee on that thing. He obviously doesn't. There's not enough stains on it. But I don't know.
That's it. It's the fucking truth.
Is this warlord just like decaying?
Just
Was that
exactly
cool
how
taste?
it goes. College life be like.
I just noticed his hands there. Why did you put all that sauce on it? Is it ranch? Put all that ranch on it? He has a very comfy look sometimes. Other times, he dresses so awkwardly. Like when he's in his PJ bottoms. Here, he doesn't look great. Like he dresses like he's gonna go out. But he doesn't go out a lot of times. Up to the store, he can't go out to many bars anymore. Like why doesn't he just go lev maxing?
11:56 a.m.
Yeah, tubes. Always good that he reminds himself that he hates sickos. And the more he says it, the more we know that he hates sickos. And it's not some sort of psychological trigger thing. Oh, Cobes. We'll be looking at the first video of his new place on Wednesday. This is the only Cobes thing I have.
If I have the answers to the world, then why the fuck does
He's turning into the dude from Disco Elysium. Hang on. Harry Du Bois, yeah. Make sure all's good in the hood. Yeah, when he's like absolutely fucked up. At the start of the game. Oh god, he looks worse. This guy had like a mental break after the biggest 3-day bender of his life. Ooh. Hell of a game. This is a game that I'm gonna play myself, beat it, and then play it with you guys. Going for a different outcome. Fucking love Disco Elysium. It'll be a bit slow paced for other people. But very, very deep storyline. A lot going on. A lot of odd ways you can lose. Anyway, Cobes.
It have to be deleted when I fucking tell it like it is. I hate this.
Why? What do you hate? Just when he lost his mind with his... Oh, did he lose his, there's a big hole in the center there. Did he lose his lighter? We've all been in moments like this. Drunk and acting quite silly. But Cobes does it so often. It's so depressing when he does it. He never has any fun. I once got absolutely smashed in a place I was staying at. And I think it was in Dublin. And I went, like, I was on the ground laughing at something. And every time I got up, I was watching something. I think it was like a live stream of riff tracks. And every time I got up, like stood up to get back on bed to relax and just chill, something else happened. Someone said something. In my drunk state, I laughed so much at it. I just laid back down. I couldn't stop laughing. It was great. This, like Cobes, anytime he laughs, it's always that weird Joker laugh. That that's so fake. I've heard him really laugh at shit. He'll seem to move the camera a little closer this time.
I see you, Puffers.
Puffer!
He likes to play hide and seek.
Puffer, baby. Puffer. You're dead now because of that monster who you trusted.
That's my Puffers.
You're dead
That's
now.
my Puffers. Oh, it's a puff.
Puff, puff.
Here's the wine.
Wine.
You can tell it's fermenting into alcohol.
Oh. This is the weird thing is this is how you actually do it. 'Cause look, the gas coming out. So it was fermenting, but he just would keep fucking with it and destroying it.
My mango mead. Because of the
Mango
head on the
mead.
bottle, because look at that, the balloon is
Yeah.
inflating.
I've made hooch. Only got it to work once. What's up with the lens flare? Oh wow, the chair just looks it looks as deflated as your boy. Huh? Oh, he needed to he needed to vacuum his floor. I did some vacuuming today with our new vacuum cleaner. You see the amount of shit he had. Oh, was he already starting to move at this point? Oh. Yeah. That's the last we see of the chair, is it? I don't know if he's bringing it with him or not. I hope he is. It'll save him a shit ton of money. And let's be real here. He ain't... Oh, it ripped a good bit more. He ain't getting any money back on that. Although, I guarantee you if we put it up for... if he put it up for sale, people would be like obsessed. Now let's see. I'm thinking what would be better to see on Wednesday? What would be better to see? Here, this is another Cobes thing, but this is something else. The Black Magic Man. Wait, did we already watch this? Yeah, we already watched this. Fuck, it's only a minute.
Known quite well around the world. From his Wyoming clock tower, he's searching for his girl. Human alive of age, non-related, cisgender female.
We need to put this into fucking Fallout. Oh, we need to have Cobes, an AI version of Cobes, or someone acting as Cobes, as a DJ for Fallout, for a mod. Oh my god, that would be amazing. And you have like his music playing in between, and like the joke songs like this.
The meaty bruise is gruesome, teeth and hair all fallen out. Yet he still pulls in fangirls with his satanic cloud. Human alive of age, non-related, cisgender female. Sicko trolls curse him, but they don't realize his circle of protection lets him control their lives. Human alive of age, non-related, cisgender female.
Yeah, there's Son in the back still being a babyface. Yeah, we gotta... You know what? I'm keeping this for now. And I'll go back to... I'll show it maybe off to Mango or something. Alright. Let's move on. And just all be Cobes all the time. Even Cobes doesn't want that. This is great. To all our short stacks out there. Your block skill has increased. Do.
Tell me how the grass tastes, little man.
Like even even like the aides and the refs are like, ooh. Like he got knocked down. I saw a the second camera landed. The smaller dude is 6'2", and the sexy bastard with the shields will be known as the Anvil. Have at thee! 'Tis only a flesh wound! Bumph! Bonk! Bunk! Forsooth! Aghast! Verily! Oh. Yeah, I saw someone where she was like a short stack versus a dummy mommy doing the same thing. And I was like, where have I seen this before? Apple releases a new Star Wars. Oh! Hey, Troy. You might want one of these. It's a finder.
Leia? Leia? There you go. Keys, phone, thermal detonator.
Shield bash. The other guy was a dwarf going up against a Quinari without any horns. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's too hot. It's too hot today for that outfit. Bubba tea. Oh, Bubba tea. What? Is this an LA bus? Oh, like he's considered one of the normal people getting on.
I want to see.
That's why capes suck. Feels like an early 2000s lo-fi beat sort of thing. Utini. Finally, he is at home.
I want to see all my friends at once.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
I want to see all my friends at once.
Oh, the smell of this place. It's like when the penguins have to meet back up after the chicks have been hatched.
I want to see all my friends at once.
Look how lazy half these people are. They're all just Mandalorians. Get creative. Good thing we all choreographed for weeks. Rehearsal was a bitch, but it's paying off.
I want to see all my friends at once.
Star Wars. It's everywhere now. You can't escape it, because Disney owns our lives. Sponsored by Disney. Why it sponsors on its own advertisements is up to you. Any of us figure out. Oh, speaking of, this is fucking cool. Alright? So, I'm not going to turn this on for copyright reasons. Right? Man did this with a lightsaber. Okay, cool. Awesome. He has a sort of... You know, whenever I see a cane and a strut like that, I picture she's about to beat the living shit out of, like, some union workers in 1920s. Okay? Now, let's see. Expectation? Reality, motherfucker! She actually went and did it. Fucking Darth Maulin' up. Hell yeah. Katana Ray. Actually, she should look more like Ventress without the horns. Only the men have the horns. Now looking at those hips, I kind of got the horns going on right there. Oh yeah. red. Not a single basilisk drop droid among them. Adults. This is why the Jedi won. You know what? I'm just more surprised that we didn't see a single Darksaber there. What, no love for the OG bridge between Mandalore and the Jedi? Good on her for following her dreams. Keep that. Meanwhile, people who have dreams come in many shapes and sizes, including African Muslim women. This is, of course, Soft Ground Wrestling Uganda. For those of you who don't remember or don't know, they have about a budget of around about 200 quid. One of their heels is a white guy called Lord White, who wants to re-establish the colony of Uganda. They killed him off at one point, and he literally dragged himself up out of the grave. Here is a female wrestler rejects fellow female wrestlers' dress code and compliance with religious Islamic culture. She faces rough on her debut. Game changer.
Triple B. This is abominable. This is
Abominable
contrary to the religious aspects of Islam.
Well, so are you.
This is Zambi. In fact, this is haram.
Oh, damn. You got a fatwa out.
I'm here to challenge you. I am here to challenge your dress code. Yes, fine, you're proud, independent wrestler.
If she strips naked, I'm gonna be so fucking screwed. She doesn't. Oh no, she takes her hat off. Okay. We have a spoiler there, but we've recently had a nip slip on this channel.
Challenge your dress code. Yes,
I don't want to
fine, you're
repeat.
proud, independent wrestler. But I am proud female Muslim orphan wrestler.
Orphan wrestler.
Now, did you know that she's not even a Muslim? What? This is haram! The Muslim norms? I'm asking you to remove that tarabus off!
This is Wakanda?
I'm not a Muslim, but this is my style! This is my style!
She wants to go. Well, okay. Damn.
This is my style! Are you a
Your religion has no say on what this woman can and cannot wear.
man? Are you a man?
Are you a man?
Haji! Hajati! Haji! Hajati!
What? Oh, damn. I don't get half the things that happen. That might have been the equivalent of, like, doing the thing with your tooth in Italy and Greece. But, yeah. This is the closest I've been Why am I not following them? It's been a while. This is the closest shit I've come to in a long while to actually give a shit about wrestling. Is soft ground wrestling. It's as fake as any other wrestling. I understand that, but there's a veneer of cultural difference that makes it. I don't want to use the term exotic. It is exotic to a degree. It also feels more raw, like lucha libre. Meanwhile, in the West, womp womp, you gotta love these things. They just keep failing. Over and over and over. It moves like a child's toy. I found a Matchbox Cadillac in a box a few days ago, and I have it stored up there. I'm not taking it out of its box. It's pretty, and what? Like they move the same way. There's no weight to this thing. It looks so flimsy. I don't know the first thing about cars. I don't pretend to. But even I'm like, what the fuck is this joke? And it's always bought by the biggest douchebags in the world, or given out to like kind of friendly streamers who are either outright tools or they're tool adjacent. Aiden Ross got one, and he actually asked to someone take it back. It was broken on him. And that motherfucker doesn't even know what fascism is. Hell of a good cutscene. One of the best anime things ever, period. Wings of Hossamine. Cake vending machine? What?
One of the biggest scams and hustles in Las Vegas just got worse. Listen to this. These are the cake vending machines, and everyone knows I hate them. The unsuspecting tourists line up to get their hands on these cakes that are promised to be delivered fresh daily. It cost about $9.70 a slice, but
Jesus.
that's a small price to pay for happiness. Only it ends in sadness every single time. Let's overlook the fact that this slice looks like it's been chewed on already. These machines imply that the cake is fresh daily. Instead, it's flown in frozen from a warehouse in Jersey. It was made weeks ago. But here's how the scam...
I like how it look. God, yeah, look at that huge chunk. Holy fuck. I like how it does look like a cake slice from, what do you call it? It looks like it's made out of, like, Play-Doh. Cake fluids.
has gotten worse. Look at the packaging. No longer do they list the ingredients or where it was packaged, but look at those oxidized sprinkles from sitting in a warehouse. This is what the packaging used to look like. It said it was packaged in Jersey, and one of the main ingredients is cake liquid, which is what they soak.
Oh damn, you already knew cake fluids. Yeah, you already called that there, Troy.
This garbage in to make it appear moist and fresh. Since my video, they've removed all of that. But rest assured, the cake is still the same dry, flavorless, and soaked in corn syrup garbage. Details and comments, follow me for all the Vegas.
10! And who goes to have cake in Vegas? Maybe if the icing was Coke, you know? What do I eat in Vegas? Whenever I think of Vegas food, all I think about is those all-you-can-eat buffets. And I imagine that food is basic bitch shit, but for like 30, all you can eat? Yeah, just load me up until I can't be loaded up anymore. I still want to go to Vegas, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't go there for the food. Oh, this is something interesting. This is not just bikes. We've shown him on the shows a few times. Not to be confused with Adam something. The one who sounds like Dutch mixed with German mixed with Europe. Let's just call him Europe. Similar idea though. I think this guy's Canadian.
Amsterdam made a big change recently. Near the end of last year, these covered signs started appearing all over the city. Then,
Amsterdam for a while.
December morning, Christmas came early, as literally overnight, all of the stickers
I know
were
foodstuffs
to reveal that these were now 30.
Of course you do, yeah. It's your kind of your job.
For streets. The majority of streets in Amsterdam were 30 kilometers per hour already, but these roads had a 50-kilometer limit before, and these were the ones that changed to 30. This now means that the majority of the city has a 30-kilometer per hour speed limit. This trend towards lower speed limits is happening in cities all over the world. So why is this happening? What prompted these changes? What is the reason behind it? And ultimately, what is the correct speed limit for cities anyway? It's 30. but sometimes lower.
Yeah.
There are a lot of good reasons to lower speed limits within cities, but the largest and most obvious benefit is safety, especially for anybody outside of a car. A
Walkable
person hit by a
cities.
car going 30 kilometers per hour has about a 95% chance of surviving the crash, but the fatality rate increases sharply with speed.
Around here, the speed limit is next to nothing. You can get a little bit of speed at the middle of night when there's a bridge halfway across the village, right? It goes across a little it's a little estuary of the River Shannon. A lot of people around here have hatchbacks. So usually in the morning around about 4 or 5, you can hear somebody going across the bridge and their suspension's so low that you hear like boo, this weird noise. And the only way they do that is belting it. The only reason they do that is because they know for a fact no one's out in a village of less than 1,000 people at 4 in the morning. Where they're off to, God knows. Knowing Irish prices for homes, they probably work in Dublin, and they're just trying to beat the traffic.
In any reasonable world, this chart alone would provide more than enough justification to reduce speed limits within cities. Unfortunately, we do not live in a reasonable world. We live in a world where convenience for drivers is routinely prioritized ahead of safety, so let's continue. While safety is by far the most important reason to lower speed limits, Amsterdam also justified this change because of noise. The noise from cars comes from two major sources: propulsion noise created by the car's engine, exhaust, transmission, and brakes, and rolling noise, which is caused by the tire's friction with the road surface.
Out here, it's also the size of the things. We have one of the major roads heading up to Northern Ireland just outside my window there, and you hear so many trucks, I mean really heavy duty trucks, moving around. Plus this is a farming area, you'll see tractors and the like.
The rolling noise gets louder the faster the car goes, and it starts to exceed the propulsion noise at about 30 kilometers per hour. In fact, at above about 50 kilometers per hour, electric cars are just as loud as gasoline cars. So, sorry, switching to electric doesn't magically solve this problem. There is significant environmental, physical, and psychological harm that is caused by the noise of motor vehicles, and I have a previous video about noise if you'd like to learn more.
Yep.
Amsterdam expects traffic noise to reduce by 1/2 on these new 30 kilometer per hour streets, but let's get back to safety. You know what kinetic energy is, right? If not, your high school physics teacher is very upset with you right now. You get it from this
As seen here with this stock
Notice
footage.
that the V is squared, so it goes up very quickly as velocity increases. This means that even a very small increase in speed can result in a huge increase in the energy of a crash, as you can see in this video by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Modern vehicles have a lot of safety features that are designed to dissipate that energy into deforming the vehicle instead of deforming the people inside, but
this just makes me think of that crash test dummy video game back in the day.
And I know this is hard for many suburbanites to understand, there are people who exist outside of cars.
No,
of course,
not
the
true.
best solution is to never have to dissipate so much energy in the first place, and the best way to do that is lowering speed limits. Changing the street from 50 to 30 kilometers per hour means reducing the energy of a potential crash by 2/3. That's absolutely massive. And this is why there's such a big difference in fatal crash rates at 30 versus 50 kilometers per hour. Notice also that the other element of that kinetic energy formula is mass. And unfortunately, there has been a trend for vehicles to get larger and heavier over time. See my video about these stupid trucks to learn more.
There's a lot of history behind why a bunch of suburbanites are sold these giant over-the-top trucks. And a lot of those trucks suck out in the wilderness. They're not designed for that. They're designed to look menacing and feel safe. And while you're at it, maybe grab a few guns and start looking at that interracial couple across the street. they're probably out to get you.
In the 1980s, it wouldn't be unusual to find a family driving, say, a Ford Fiesta, but today,
Same here.
you'll literally see idiots commuting to their desk jobs with some ridiculous thing like a Dodge Ram 1500, which can be up to...
It's just like, you know, anyone who owns that is sitting in the front of that, and they've got a red hat on. It doesn't even need to be a MAGA hat. This has to be a red hat on, wearing shades, and talking about how women need to respect men more.
4 times heavier. The kinetic energy of that 80s Fiesta going 60 kilometers per hour is the same as a vehicle 4 times its weight going
Look
30
at that thing.
kilometers
It looks like an APC for the military.
per hour. So it's perfectly reasonable for yesterday's 50 or 60 kilometer per hour roads to become today's 30 kilometer per hour roads to compensate for this trend towards larger, heavier vehicles. And when speeds are slower and there's less energy in a crash, fewer safety features are needed too. For example, most airbags don't even deploy unless the impact speed after braking is about 30 kilometers per hour. This allows city cars to be even smaller, lighter, and more compact.
Saw one of them a few days ago. Also, a few people around here drive Cubes from Japan. I fucking love the Cube. It's so ugly. See if I can find a picture of it. I'm sure most people know it, but any excuse to derail something to justify transformative media. Cube car. The Nissan Cube. Yeah. Ugh. Look at that monstrosity. There's something kind of charming in its hideousness. Look how the wheels don't match up. Way it's all bloated and shit. Like the plastic is warped. Like you put a lighter next to it. And yeah, I would take this 1,000 times over a Cybertruck. Nissan cubed. Such an ugly thing. In Cyberpunk, you can get these absolutely tiny cars, and while they look stupid and while they're played up as being stupid, they actually make perfect sense to be inside a giant city like Night City. Parking will be a breeze. Fuel consumption is next to nothing. Hell, you could even just have it sound on autopilot and just watch a podcast or a TV show, or I would do a brain dance even.
Without sacrificing safety. It should be safe for people to drive a microcar like this around the city, because if you can't even get around safely in a little metal box, then it's even less safe to be outside of a metal box, which is totally unacceptable, because then the city is unsafe for anybody who can't drive. Like literally every child, for example.
Yep.
There are beneficial knock-on effects to this too. When cars go slower, the streets are...
I love how the trams, they've still put grass down on in between the tracks.
Safer, and when the streets are safer,
prettier.
people are more likely to walk or cycle. On high-speed roads, people cycling need to be physically protected from motor vehicle traffic with protected bicycle paths like this one. But even here in the Netherlands, streets with a 30 km per hour or lower speed limit do not require any bicycle infrastructure at all, well, provided that car volumes are not too high. A good example of this is in Tokyo, where a lot of people cycle despite having almost no protected bicycle lanes. This is because the city has so many low-speed streets that people...
A guy in a fucking ape suit? Oh no, someone's been playing Yakuza for too long.
Can use to cycle to their destinations. There are countless benefits to having more people walk and cycle, from public health to a reduction in traffic congestion. And when the streets...
I like that guy back there. He's like way too tall for this.
And when the streets are smaller and slower, less infrastructure is needed in general, which reduces infrastructure and maintenance costs too.
Yep.
If you'd like to learn more about the benefits of walking...
Imagine that Dodge Ram trying to go down this street. How would it even turn?
As well as those financial implications, then check out the YouTube channel Not Just Bikes. I've watched every one of his videos multiple times. They're great. Of course, the safest car crash is the one that doesn't happen at all, and the slower everybody is moving, the more reaction time everybody has to avoid a collision. The faster a car is driving, the longer it takes to bring it to a stop. I really hope that's obvious to everyone, but if not, your high school physics teacher is even more upset with you. Braking distance varies greatly between vehicles. A heavier SUV will normally have a longer braking distance than a smaller car, though this can be offset with larger brakes. But regardless, on a given vehicle, the stopping distance at 50 kilometers per hour is about double that of 30 kilometers an hour. And the stopping distance doubles again between 50 and 80 kilometers per hour, and that's a problem. But in order to stop in the first place, the driver needs to react to what's happening.
Speed fast. Lower speed. Less fast.
In a best case scenario, when a driver is paying attention and expecting to stop, a typical reaction time is about 700 milliseconds. But for an unexpected stop, like a child running out into the street, that driver needs time to process what they've seen, and the reaction time is more like 1.5 seconds. Here's how far...
I look like Hal from Malcolm Middle there.
A car can travel in that time, and this is before the brakes are even engaged. This extra 10 to 15 meters or more can easily be crucial to avoiding a fatal crash with someone outside of a car. So in a busy city where lots of unexpected things might happen, it makes sense to have much lower speed limits. Our brains take huge shortcuts when processing visual information, and this is incredibly important when it comes to driving because we don't see nearly as well as we think we do. When driving on the highway, the lines on the road seem very short, right? But in reality, they're as long as a car.
Yep.
We tend to think of our vision like it's a camera, seeing everything as it happens, but that is absolutely not the case. Our eyes and visual cortex evolved to process what we see at about the speed we can run.
About. He's been moving throughout his life from country to country, but he's never lost that Canadian about.
So strange things start to happen when we move faster. In order to keep a clear view of the world in front of us, our eyes need to refresh what we see regularly, and this happens through what are called saccadic eye movements that happen subconsciously 2 to 4 times per second. Researchers have used eye tracking hardware to prove that the faster we drive, the more our eye movements tend towards the center of our field of vision. This may not be much of a problem when traveling 30 kilometers per hour, but this is an estimate of what we see when traveling 50 kilometers per hour, and this is 80 kilometers per hour.
Oh, damn.
You're really just seeing part of your visual field at any one time, and your brain fills in the rest. So this is what you think you see when you're driving, but this is what you actually see, and your brain does a lot of work to make it look like a complete scene.
It's patchworking it, Jesus.
Just about every motorcyclist is familiar with the concept of smidsy. It's when a driver almost runs you over and says, "Sorry mate, I didn't see you." This is often attributed to bad or inattentive drivers, and that definitely does happen, but it's not the entire story. If the driver's eyes didn't happen to look at that part of their visual field for a few hundred microseconds, it is literally possible that the image of the motorcyclist was never actually perceived by that driver.
Holy shit. Well, that one wasn't staged.
And the majority of people overestimate their ability to drive too. Multiple studies have shown that about 80%
That guy's just drunk. Like, that's just fucking drunk.
People believe that they are an above average driver. This false sense of confidence, along with a lack of understanding of basic physics, results in people driving at dangerously high speeds, which might be fine if they were only endangering themselves, but they're not. They're also endangering everybody else, especially anybody outside of a car. Now, okay, I'm really sorry, but
I know that kid was meant to be crying, but it sounded like he was saying, "Yay!"
I can already tell there's some guy writing that comment that always shows up in discussions of lower speed limits.
If 30's safer, why not slower? Let's go 0, then everyone's safe.
Mom, when's dinner?
Guy with his sunglasses in truck, see? And we know what truck he's driving.
Wow, nobody has ever said that before. You are so clever. Now go sit in the corner and try not to eat paste while the adults finish their video.
I watched a Fatty Arbuckle video recently. A fucking movie. You can see a few of them on YouTube. Can I just say something? He might have been a murderer. But he had good timing.
Obviously, there is a trade-off between mobility and safety, but one look at traffic fatality statistics and it is blatantly obvious that we are well on the unsafe part of that balance. Going back to the graph of a person's chance of fatality, you can see that multiple studies have been done that show a slightly different curve, but the inflection point is always at around 30. So this should be our starting point. But to be honest, I don't like how only deaths are so often talked about when it comes to road safety. It's estimated that for every road death, there are about 10 times as many people with serious injuries, many of which result in lifelong disabilities.
Hell, over here, ads for road safety used to be incredibly brutal to the point we had like a global reputation for it. Like people breaking their necks, heads like smacking off against stuff, kids dying. And it worked. Our road safety like skyrocketed. But like as a result, everyone knows that like it isn't just that you could kill someone. Like you could end up in a wheelchair for the rest of your life. You could end up being you could be in a coma for a year. And nearly my friend Caroline, who was on stream once or twice, she was coming over here one day. I think I told the story like 2 or 3 years ago, and she crashed her car. She swerved to avoid a cat and just slammed right into a telephone pole. Her and her friends, they're all okay, but Jesus Christ.
Now, maybe I'm crazy, but I generally think it's a good idea not to permanently disable people to save a few minutes on your commute. While 30 is a good starting point...
That's a joke from The Simpsons. Sure, it'll save a few lives, but millions will be late.
There are situations where lower speed limits are justified too. This neighborhood in Amsterdam has been completely redesigned recently, and the recommended speed limit is now 20 kilometers per hour.
Oh, no, that's the age limit. If you're over 20 here, you're basically renewed.
This is reasonable for a small residential neighborhood like this with a lot of foot traffic. And of course, there are roads where higher speed limits are perfectly reasonable too. A limited access road with no people walking or cycling on it can easily have a speed limit of 50 kilometers per hour or more, for example. Amsterdam has allowed many public transit lanes to keep their 50 kilometer per hour speed limits, which is why this sign has this exception. The logic here is that public transit vehicles driven by professional drivers in a dedicated center running lane can safely travel at higher speeds. I mean, there isn't really a good reason to make trams drive slower just because cars are dangerous.
True, but over here, the Lewis line out of Dublin has had some pretty crazy crashes as of late.
They've indicated this via these signs
Let's
on the ground
up.
to make it clear to anybody walking or cycling.
Velkommen hild 50 km.
Vehicles may be traveling faster here. And of course, highways are built with wide lanes, clear shoulders, merging lanes, and gradual turns to allow relatively safe driving at much higher speeds too. But when you drive into the city and there's a lot of activity such as parallel parking, turning cars, and lots of people walking and cycling, then you can slow down for the safety of everyone. So, are there any downsides to 30 km per hour speed limits within cities? Well, no, not really. The typical response is that it will grind traffic to a halt. Now again, I don't have a lot of patience for this argument. One side is effectively saying, I want to drive fast everywhere, and the other side is saying, I want people not to die on the street. So honestly,
yeah, those people who don't want people to die on the street are so selfish.
Know why we entertain this discussion. As far as
I don't want to be in my car.
Convenience should never trump another person's safety, but regardless, this line of thinking is wrong
Trump,
anyway.
interesting word
Faster
there.
speed limits do not always mean faster or more efficient traffic within a city.
That's the same woman from an earlier shot. The one in the trench coat. Has he been stalking her and he's just using this channel as an excuse?
It's a lot more complicated than just big number, go fast. There's a chapter in Chuck Marone's book, Confessions of a Recovering Engineer. It's a genuinely great book. You should read it, link in the description, where he talks about commuting in his hometown of Brainerd, Minnesota. Now, Brainerd is a small town of less than 15,000 people. Downtown looks like this. There's absolutely no reason why a town as small as Brainerd needs a strode this wide running through the middle of it, of course, but that's not important right now. This strode has a 35-mile-per-hour speed limit, but when Chuck measured his actual speed limit through this area every day, he averaged about 10 miles per hour, which is 16 kilometers per hour for everyone else. And that's because, well, okay, why don't you explain it, Chuck?
Hey, Jason, not just bikes. Welcome to Brainerd. What you're getting here is our main intersection in the center of town. And yeah, if you're driving through here, you might hit the lights just right, and you might be able to drive 40 miles an hour through the middle of the city. But the odds are you're going to hit at least one red, probably more than one. And in that case, you're going to sit and go zero for an extended period of time. And if you look at the average speed, you spend a lot of time going zero. And while you might get to go 40 miles an hour for a little bit of time, the average speed is ridiculously low.
Perfect. Of course. He's been trying to do that footage for hours, just waiting for a traffic issue. This is like take 20 for him.
These traffic lights are necessary because high-speed intersections are dangerous.
They want to play SimCity.
By comparison, roads with a 30-kilometer-per-hour speed limit do not really need a lot of traffic lights. It's perfectly safe for drivers to just merge out of a side street and yield to any traffic on the road. It's so safe you can even go out backwards. Okay, now you're just showing off. And where two 30-kilometer roads or streets intersect, one can have priority over the other with yield signs, or drivers can yield to the right, which is common in many cities in Europe. This is possible because at slow speeds, there's lots of time for everyone to react. Of course, roundabouts are also possible, but at high speeds, roundabouts are quite dangerous for people walking and cycling, especially if they have multiple lanes.
I pass by, usually once a week, I pass by at least one roundabout on foot, and it is a very complicated thing at times, and it's a very basic roundabout. You want the worst roundabout ever made? The one around the Arc de Triomphe in Paris has no dashes whatsoever, and yet it's a multi-lane roundabout. They did that because they didn't want the aesthetics to be ruined. It's hell on earth to drive in. It's hell on earth to be in. Trucks and buses and so many cars and Vespas. And every once in a while a cheeky son of a bitch will run to the center, to the actual arc.
And stop signs suck and they should almost never be used, but I have a previous video about that. Amsterdam has been lowering speed limits and reducing car volumes for years, and because of this, the city has been able to remove many traffic lights, such as here at this intersection. Here, everybody follows the markings on the road. These triangles are effectively yield signs, and if they're pointed towards you, then you need to yield. I've stood and watched this junction many times, and it works very well. And traffic of all kinds tends to flow better when there are no traffic lights. But this is only possible because speeds are low. If these streets were still 50 kilometers per hour, this couldn't be done safely, and one direction would always need to be waiting at a traffic light at all times.
References.
Similarly, when turning onto a high-speed strode like this one in my hometown, it can take quite a long time to find a suitable gap in traffic.
Strode sounds like a slur.
This is extremely common when turning out of a driveway like this, and this can also be a dangerous turn, especially
Get out of here, you filthy strode.
In traffic. For a busy shopping center, what inevitably happens is that turning traffic gets so backed up that traffic engineers decide to install another traffic light, which is just one more traffic light that through traffic might need to stop at, lowering the average speed of travel. This is the reason why stroads are so uniquely inefficient. But fundamentally, traffic volume should be very, very far down the priority list for city streets anyway. If you're talking about a highway or other limited access road, then it makes sense to talk about traffic volumes. But on a street, the speed of car traffic is nearly irrelevant. There are so many other metrics that should be looked at first when designing a city street, such as how safe it is, how comfortable it is to walk there, how to provide the most foot traffic for businesses, how to provide trees and greenery, how to provide spaces for children to play, how to deliver public transit, and how to make it accessible to people with disabilities, how trucks will load and unload for shops, and how to allow for community interaction, and even how to make it aesthetically pleasing so that people want to be there. And when mobility is concerned, the priority should be about moving as many people as possible, not as many cars as possible. And that is done by providing space for dedicated transit lanes and making it safe and convenient for people to walk or cycle if they're able to. The other common argument against lower speed limits is fuel efficiency. Many gasoline cars have a sweet spot at around 60 kilometers per hour where it's fast enough that the engine works most efficiently, but not so fast that wind resistance becomes an issue. And okay, that is a thing. But I've also noticed that drivers suddenly seem to care a whole lot about the pollution caused by their automobiles, but only when they're not allowed to drive whatever they want, wherever they want, and as fast as they want. Like, if you really and truly cared about the pollution from your car, you would drive a more fuel-efficient car, or you'd take the bus. But you don't, right? But the rest of us do actually care about the pollution from your car, so the best solution to that is to have fewer cars in the city. For example, we could put park and ride garages for your car on the edge of town and make it easier to walk, cycle, and take public transit. Plus, that frees up space on the road for the trucks and vans that we actually need in the city anyway. So let's do that instead. Then we can have cleaner air and fewer dead people on the road. Win-win. It's still early.
But if enough people die on the road, then there'll be fewer cars on the road. Ah, you see?
To know exactly how beneficial the switch will be
Thin in the herd.
Data is still being collected. Anecdotally, I've noticed that most drivers are driving slower, though there are exceptions, of course. When the data is in, I'll be making a follow-up video on how Amsterdam lowered the speed limits in most of the city and how they're not just putting up signs, but also redesigning several roads. So subscribe if you'd like to see that. And if you can't wait for that video, then check out my live streaming channel, NJB Live, where I'll be visiting several of these streets and bringing a radar gun to see exactly.
I'm doing that more and more lately. Cool, gotta check out that. Yeah, I love Not Just Bikes. That's why I steal his stuff outright. Go and subscribe to Not Just Bikes. And while you're at it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe here. Check out links down below. And of course, help out with the stream goal if you can. Very much appreciated if you do that. Last one. But no worries if you can't. Danny Brown learns new religions. Oh, hell yeah.
I was in the Mormon church for 15 years, and there's no sex before marriage or anything like that. And so I was like, fine, I'll join the military. And I get to jack off freely now.
So you left a religion just to jack off?
Hey, Bill. This is speaking to your life experience to a degree, I'm sure.
Hell yeah.
You crazy, though. I ain't joining the military just to jack off.
I mean, that's the only reason to join the military.
He's not wrong. The only thing you're killing is your sperm count. Well, you're killing your sperm after you've released. You can make more.
See what they have in our armed forces? China gonna fuck us up. What was the question? What do you want us to help you with?
Should I make my friend lemon meringue pie this weekend?
Wash your hands first.
If you're not gonna jack off in it.
I was in the Mormon.
I've been seeing these for a while now. Let's subscribe to them. Lyle Forever. Leal Forever. No context Brit on X. Never forget. Oh, hell yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Is the bouncer the bouncer's a little person. And the homeless guy that came in is like, he's completely smashed. It's like 2 in the afternoon. There's a woman singing completely off her head. Is that a Christmas song? That guy looks like a real English version of Cobes. Look at this. He walks in, he sees the bouncer, and then he walks right back. He marches out. There's so much to unpack in this place. Alright, we're gonna start with your ma getting plastered and having a ball. Those shoes look so fancy in proportion to the rest of everything else going on. She looks like a gender swap Boris Johnson. Then an old man who's very confused of what's going on. Like, he's like, I don't think this is my local pub. It walks a lush. It walk out a lush. And out comes the muscle. Perfect. Perfect. This is why the British Empire was so successful. The pluck and clout of its people. Standard Tuesday afternoon in Wrexham. See, this is my sort of pub. You'd find me on one of these stools. In fact, this is pretty fancy for like a crappy pub because the back there is all done up. Oh, I do love this though. Makes me want to go out for the pub. Can I go? I could go out on Wednesday evening, just before the show starts, to get an eye opener up on the pub. I might do that. All right, this is pretty soon going to be out of date, but this is insane. We'll watch the whole thing. Where's the audio?
Okay.
So this is the Monroe County DA. She didn't stop for a traffic stop and just went right home. And the cop followed her.
55 and a 35.
Hey, just...
Okay. Can you please come over here? This is on a traffic stop, ma'am.
Yes, it is. You can call Dennis Kohlmeyer right now.
Okay, I'm telling you why I stopped you. You didn't stop at all. Did you not hear my lights or sirens or anything?
No, I didn't actually. I was on the phone.
Okay, well, you're not supposed to be on the phone while you're driving either.
Yes, I am. Hands-free, absolutely.
Okay. Why are you so upset at me? I'm doing my job. You just admitted to me that you were going 55 and a 35 on Phillips Road.
Can you please tell him to leave me alone? It's
Officer Christopher. Can you stay over here, ma'am? This is a legal traffic stop. Do you have your ID?
No, it's in my purse. Here.
You have your purse right there.
No, this is my lunch. Would you talk to Dennis? This is ridiculous. Just go away.
Hello, sir. Good. Ma'am, can you please stay at the back? This is a legal traffic stop. Can you please stay over here?
No. Hey, baby, get your little guy out of here.
Sir, I stopped her for going 55 and a 35 on Phillips Road.
On Phillips Road.
And she failed to stop. She drove all the way back home and parked in her garage. And now she's not complying with any of my commands.
This is wild. Like, she basically just says throughout the whole thing that, like, she's the DA. If this comes at her table, she's her desk, she'll just rip it up.
Get you my badge. I am the DA of Monroe County.
You don't even have cakes, madam. You don't even have cakes.
I'm doing my job.
No, you're being an asshole.
How am I being an asshole?
Asshole! How am I being an asshole?
The DA of Monroe County.
I understand that, but that doesn't give you a right to go 55 and a 35.
And you even admitted to me that you went 50. I understand
really
that,
care.
ma'am.
I don't really
understand
care.
that.
You know what? If you give me a traffic ticket, that's fine. I'm the one who prosecutes it, okay? Just go ahead and do it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just don't understand the hostility. I understand you're coming home from work.
And half the time I was...
She ended up, yeah, so...
I attempted to stop her on Phillips Road, going 55 and a 35. Didn't see the plate. I was just keeping an eye on the vehicle because she wasn't stopping. Drove all the way here, pulled into her garage, got out, was just being aggressive towards me for no reason. I was being respectful, telling her this is a legal traffic stop, come to the back of the vehicle. No. Then she called chief, then that's why I requested a supervisor. And now she wanted to go inside, told her no, you can't go inside, and this is where we're at. So
yeah, she makes this video afterwards about, like, talking how she fucked up and she's going to get another DA to review the case. But she doesn't take responsibility. She's just there like, I'm sorry I was caught doing this. If he didn't have his body camera on, she wouldn't feel like she did anything wrong. She still doesn't think that she did anything wrong. It's just that she's been caught doing it.
No, it's fine. I said, write me a ticket. But I was just saying, I was not going to stop at Phillips Road at 5:30.
Well, you broke another rule because of that, right? You should know better. That's not attractive. That's an arrestable offense. You know this.
717, I got nothing showing all set.
Why would you have to...
Yeah, she's like, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Like, and then she's like, I don't care. She's just a piece of shit. But there's nothing bad's gonna happen to her, except for she'll always be known as the one who tried to get away with speeding. Here, because I'm getting hungry, let's look at some cheese, but Wallace and Gromit cheese, the superior cheese.
Gromit! Our financial troubles are over. My newest invention will make us rich. Money in the bag, please. I'm Dragon! We've done it, Gromit! We've got the cheese, Gromit! Cheese! Gromit, do you ever wish there was a time where we didn't have so much cheese? I think it tasted better when there was less to spread around the cracker. Gromit!
You know what the best thing about it is? He'd have found some way to fuck it up, and he did by succeeding. That means that they know who Wallace and Gromit are deep down inside. Also, I can't imagine him actually pulling the trigger. Now, Gromit? Hell yeah. Gromit wouldn't have even hit his face. He wanted to send a message. But you know, you need a fall guy, right?
What's up? Welcome to a day in my life as a medieval monk. First things first, gotta get the daily prayers in, you know the vibe. Prayer a day keeps Satan away, as they say. After that, I went to herd the sheep for a little bit, got my transcriptions done. This is my house. Some of you were asking about it in the last one. Stopped by the tavern to see the damage from last night. We went wild. Last night was a painting, bro. After that, filmed a quick music video, stopped by my boys to run a quick pod. Then I banged out some TikToks in the town square.
She's a 10, but she's got no dowry. Her dad's poor.
Does she love to tavern?
She loves to tavern.
She's a witch.
Then to finish the day off, met my boys at the tavern, fired off some pigeon chats. You know how it is, after a day grinding, you gotta just treat yourself a little bit. Not a lot of maidens came out tonight, so I thought about hitting the brothel, but I really gotta start ducket pinching. Got a little too sloshed, so my boys wouldn't give me my reins.
Don't let that man have his reins.
Who's got my reins?
It sucks because I ride better drunk, but, you know, they're just looking out. After that, I walked home, and that's all she wrote. Then I'll run.
Douche Bros. The thing is, Douche Bro wouldn't have been a monk. It'd have been better if he was a knight. Or maybe they didn't have the knight outfit. If you're gonna go Dude Bro, then medieval style, then you should have had knight. Or maybe man at arms. The fuck's this? Howdy, folks. Spit. Oh, hell yeah!
We need your help. Mad Dog McCree's gang is
American.
taking over the town.
American.
Dog
Laser
is taken
games.
hostage out to Mad Dog's hideout. Sheriff, he's locked up in jail. We're gonna have to get him out to help with the gang. Can you help? Good. One more important thing. Hey, old codger!
Whoa, no. Why'd you do that for? That was Blind McDougal and his seeing gun. Alright, that guy was just gonna kill us, so alright.
Hey, now that's good.
You killed Blind McDougal.
The keys to get the sheriff out of jail are with One-Eyed Jack. And he's in the saloon drinking. Now go get him.
One-Eyed Jack ends up being you get a choice. You can shoot him, or you can get absolutely trashed with him and make a best friend for life. Find why he's called One-Eyed Jack. Also, you did just murder 2 people. Beekeeper Matt Hilton became a hero by ending a 2-hour delay at an MLB game caused by swarm of bees. Oh yeah! Beekeepers! The dorkiest and the coolest people at the same time. Jesus! He just sucked them all up.
Matt Hilton, 37-year-old father of 4,
Loving it.
good looks, now a superstar.
Is he like a celebrity beekeeper? What the hell? Like, why is like most beekeepers I know are like old retired men who are like just slowly waddling out to the hives. Now we've made them all sexy and sleek.
Matt Hilton, 37-year-old father.
That bee riz.
Good looks, now a superstar.
Hell of a good job, beekeeping. Alright, it's 4 to midnight. We've got the watch party to watch. So, let's watch, seeing that it's Sunday, we can still get some sausages and maybe even a buff Corel. It might not be Bearded Ramblings, but oh man. Oh man, I will find it out on my own time. In the meantime, ordinary sausage. So we're gonna watch these two, Rehydrated Steak and Flintstone Vitamin Sausage. We will then go over to Discord, just pop into the voice chat, and we will watch. I don't think I've got the energy for me tonight if I want to keep a good sleep pattern to watch 2 things. So we'll watch one. I don't know yet which one we're going to watch. But yeah. Been enjoying yourselves so far. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check out the doobly-doo down there below. And don't also forget to check out our Streamlabs link and throw some money my way to keep these ad-free. Fuck ads. And the ads that they came in on.
We've dehydrated a steak before, but we've never dehydrated and then rehydrated a steak before.
Ooh. Ooh. Is he in a sweater?
See you in
How dare
48
he?
hours. And that's 48 hours.
Looks like a
Man,
stone.
This thing is, that's
Yeah.
solid as a rock. Rip off a nice piece there for trying. It tastes like some pretty good jerky. I have no idea how long this is gonna take, but,
It looks like when I was really young, I got my hands on a huge block of hash. Kind of looks like that.
It looks like the deuce that clogs up the toilet. All right, this thing's been rehydrating for 2 hours.
Oh
Oh my
man.
God! Good thing we checked. We almost ran out of liquid. How's the soup? Ooh, that's pretty good. Here's hoping that 2 hours was enough time. Oh, it's kind of spread apart like pot roast. Yeah, it's very pot roasty, as you can see. All right, let's give it a bite.
His voice has changed a bit.
It's amazing. It tastes exactly like a cross between pot roast and beef jerky. 50-50 on everything. It's both tender and dry. It's certainly not something that I would eat on its own. It's way too dry for that. But if you were to pair it with some rice or some other thing, then I can imagine this actually working out pretty good for you. So I'll give the dehydrated steak a 3 out of 5.
Wait.
Bop, 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 bop.
Bob. TJ.
Well, hey there, folks, and welcome back.
Help support bone health with Pebbles and her bone hairpiece.
At this point, we might as well rename the channel Demonetization Station. Please, YouTube, I have a family. We're the Flintstone Kids. So once again, keep these sausages out.
Everyone misses the Muppet Babies, okay? No one misses the Flintstone Kids or the Jetson Kids or Scooby-Doo Kids, alright? Those shows sucked. They were just trying to fling stuff at walls to make it stick. Well, you know what sticks? Shit. Shit sticks.
Out of reach of children. And,
Sometimes.
Don't make a sausage like this at home because you'll overdose on all them vitamins. Weren't there more colors? I feel like there were more colors.
You can't really get Flintstone vitamins anymore over here. I think you could when I was a kid. They just look like jelly babies now.
It's that pesky inflation. They're cutting back on colors. Been a long time since I had one. Why? You know, in the 80s, this tasted pretty good. Also, I didn't want to anger Flintstone vitamin enthusiasts, so we also got the gummies here. Look
Yes.
at the bread. So I'll put a little bit of these into the sausage, but I think primarily it's going to be made up of the
I'd be down for the gummies.
of the chewable tablets. And top it off with, that's right, more pork. There we go. That's everything.
I give you the American healthcare system.
Garnish. And of course, what children's vitamin sausage would be complete without a little bit of salt and pepper? And this never-ending bag of butter powder. Tinky Winky, Dipsy,
La sausage.
Sausage tubbies.
Oh.
Sausage tubbies. Come say hello.
Hello. Motherfuckers doing me over each time.
And thrumpy, stumpy, bumpy. Let's sausage.
But do we have to? Oh, the
What
noise.
a terrible day for the sausage casing kid. I used to be somebody. Wait,
No, we know
special
that's not
thanks to
true.
Today's Mark Boxalo box artist.
Hit the
guy! That's amazing. That's the same position I assume when I visit my proctologist. This Will It Blow is brought to you by Helix Sleep. This video.
No, it isn't. It's brought to you by Midlife Crisis.
Site-wide. Check out the Helix site for more
The
details.
website.
So Will It Blow?
Because all the kids go over to TikTok. Leaving us dinosaurs to decay and die.
A little bit here, there, and everywhere. Really, what's there to say? I'm gonna have to give that Will It Blow 1 Mark Ruffalo's.
How is there not flies everywhere in his
Okay,
apartment?
here we go. Oh Nope. We shot our wad a little too soon. All right, here we go. Again.
Better.
It smells like pancakes.
Oh, that was quick.
All right, now it just kind of smells like mustard. What have we done? Let's open it up and see how we did. Oh, yeah, that looks chock full of vitamins. Okay, here we go.
Even he's not sure.
Oh, God. It's awful.
We got a
tastes
winner.
Like, cough medicine. It's super medicinal tasting. This is the taste that they put in plants so that you know it's poisonous. That is not good. It's up there on the list of some of the worst sausages. Definitely in the top 10. We got back-to-back goose eggs over here. I'm gonna have to give this sausage here a 0 out of 5.
Wop, wop, wop. Oh, cool. I like the windows.
Bop, 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 bop,
Bop, bop.
You're supposed to eat one a day, but I'm not a child. These don't taste like much at all.
What a monster. He will have the strength of 10 men now. Durham House of Pizza is downtown's hidden gem, a family story. How about Daily Dose instead of Buff? As that is kind of a bearded roundlet. Yeah, okay, that wins out straight away.
Hello everyone, this is your daily dose of internet.
Woo! How did they get that frame just right? From the thumbnail, because it happened so quickly.
Hello guys, welcome to my vlog. Alright, check that.
Yeah.
Someone put these flyers up all over New York City.
Oh, okay. This motherfucker beat me to it. We'll wrap up with Cheeseball Man.
And it worked. Over 1,000 people showed up to watch a man eat a jar of cheese balls.
Yep. Eat the balls. Eat the balls. He said he's coming back next year too. He planned for
a few days.
Like there's an interview with him in like a podcast and shit like that. Like he talks about like just why is it muted?
Cheeseball Man.
Cheese ball. Yeah, he planning this for weeks now. The American spirit can't be defeated. Cheese balls, I don't like them. We don't get those brands, but you can get them over here. And like the cheese balls, they're not much. There's not much going. Be Nick Bravo. I don't know. I think Mickey Richards could beat this motherfucker. He's really fondue cheese.
There was a moment that I was definitely going to throw up, and then people said keep it down really loudly, so I just kept it in.
The indomitable human spirit. Cheeseball Man, my hero. Yeah, he needs to have a nemesis next. He needs to have a nemesis next time, where instead of cheese balls, he's eating. How about hot dogs? Right? He says he's got to eat 500 hot dogs over the course of a day, and suddenly you hear, "Whoa, 500 hot dogs! How about 500 cheeseburgers?" Took the idea, stole it, then added some extra cheese for extra fun. Oh, we should call him Burger Man. Just Burger
Years ago,
Man.
Nebraska had some crazy tornadoes.
Yeah, Elf was telling me about that. It was happening just outside of Omaha. Absolutely bedlam. This is why insurance is different out in the Midwest.
A real baby.
Oh. Arg! I didn't know which was the real. I thought that was a smaller baby.
A real baby.
Oh God! The hell was that? Did an asteroid hit it?
For some reason, the tanker in this truck suddenly imploded. I have never seen a referee pull off a move like this. I think this is the only cat that hates catnip.
Yeah? Teetotaling cat? Oh, holy shit! Okay,
His
but
mom thought of a genius way
those
to get her
ones
baby to eat carrots.
Are also those ones are also the ones from Mad Max. So yeah.
Want some taco?
Taco.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
dastard.
You want more?
You dastard. How dare you trick. Ow. No.
I just made a cup of tea for myself. The
No,
whole
you
floor
didn't.
is
We know what happened.
Wet. I just picked up my cup of tea, and the bottom.
Oh no, what happened here? It looks like somebody's otherwise very cool looking cup was not well made, or something happened to it. It's a nice looking cup.
And the bottom stayed.
Some countries in Europe have a place for buses to turn around.
Yep. Like Switzerland, I think this is, or like Northern Italy. Really
That is the end
convenient.
of this video. We hope you enjoyed.
Zen Turtle!
And I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Later.
One hour of daily dose. Cool. Fuck. Future endeavors. Alright, alright. I could keep going, but I'm not going to be able to watch even one thing with you guys after the fact, and I said I would. So I'm going to wrap it up here. It's almost midnight anyway. It's Monday, more or less. So tomorrow, I believe it's... Oh damn, we got two... got two guests. I'll tell you right now if we are gonna have if we're gonna have these guests for May. Let me just go and find out. That's no for one. And hey, Boglin Chronicles says that he's probably gonna be able to join us again later in the month. All right. So then, we've got also Elf King this week joining us. So fuck yeah. That means we only have 1 week without a guest, and that's the... No, actually, we now have, if they're on board for the 26th, then yeah. Fuck yeah. Alright. May came together over the course of an hour. That was convenient. At least I think it is. Waiting for his price. All right. Yep, 26th. So we now have our guests for the remainder of the month. Fuck yeah. Now we need to find co-guests with them. Ooh. All right, let me see. That's it, basically. That's it for the night. I'm gonna go now and get the stream ready. So I guess I'll see anyone who wants to show up on the Discord over in voice chat in a little bit. We're gonna watch some stuff and just chill. You don't need to say anything in voice chat either. You can just chill. Something to round down the evening. I don't know if I'll be on cam. I'm getting pretty groggy, but we will see, won't we? Just want to say thanks to everyone who showed up and anyone who shows up in the future. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what it is by now. And tomorrow, technically for me today, Final Fantasy X at 9 this evening. And I will try to do it at 9 o'clock. So Final Fantasy X, we might have to grind for a bit. We'll see how the enemies are. I'll do a test run a few hours prior, just to see how the enemies are in terms of strength to us. And if they are weak, I'll start grinding. Well, if we're weak, I'll start grinding. Make life a little easier. Yeah, so I'll see you guys then who want to show up. Otherwise, take care and... yeah.